This woman found something bizarre while under the table. A strange man had burst into the home. She held her breath, not daring to make a single sound, and there was more than one man who came to the house. Daisy would suffer if she was discovered. The men seemed to be leaving the living room. She looked for a chance to escape, but she didn't realize that one of the men was coming back. She was so frightened that she went back under the table, until the men didn't notice anything unusual. Daisy rose slowly from under the table, but just as she was about to run away, there was the sound of water boiling in the kitchen. Daisy was forced to sneak cautiously into the kitchen compartment, and the arriving men did not notice her. But when the gas to the kettle was turned off, a bearded man saw Daisy's clothes. The men felt a pang of confusion. The message they received was that the woman had gone to the funeral. Now the three men had to split up and start searching. The man who stayed in the kitchen found the cubicle, but when he reached up to open it, Daisy was gone. She'd taken advantage of the terrain to hide in a second-floor bedroom, and the bearded man had just arrived. Daisy's heart trembled. She didn't know what to do. When the bearded man pushed open the door and walked in, he found the room empty, until he continued to go deeper and saw that there was a utility room. Daisy was hiding in the corner. The bearded man searched the utility room. Daisy was terrified and scared. She was about to be discovered. Daisy had to start running. She was the first to run down the hall, but Daisy stopped the moment she stepped out of the room. There was a look of fear in her eyes. The man beside her was also puzzled. Why did she freeze when she had a chance to escape? The man closed the door behind him. They didn't know what Daisy was afraid of, but the most important thing was to get the money. The man learned from his friends that today was Daisy's brother's funeral. They came looking for the money because they thought no one was home. But who would have thought? Daisy wouldn't attend her own brother's funeral, and she was afraid to leave her house. The men anxiously asked where the safe was, but Daisy never said a word. The man had no choice but to arrange for the bearded man to guard Daisy. He and the long-haired man behind him went to look for it first, but no one would have guessed what the bearded man had done. He wondered why Daisy was afraid to go out, so he came to the door and opened it. He forced Daisy to go out and try, but Daisy was in a very difficult situation. This made the bearded man even more curious. He came to Daisy's side and grabbed her. He dragged Daisy to the door despite her struggles. Daisy could only let the bearded man drag her to the door. Then her eyes went blank, crawling helplessly and with difficulty on the floor, trying to get back into the house, but the bearded man was blocking her way. The man finally arrived. He picked up Daisy. The three of them came here for money. The man didn't want to cause any more trouble. The man tried his best to hold Daisy steady and tell her to hold on, but he didn't realize that Daisy was already incontinent on the spot. The men didn't have time to worry too much. While Daisy was still in a trance, he took the opportunity to ask the location of the safe. When he found out that the safe was in the basement, he dragged Daisy to the house. He called the long-haired man to take care of her. Then he took the bearded man to the basement. But while they were looking for the safe, "I'm sure you're underestimating Daisy." The long-haired man seemed very thoughtful. He was going to let Daisy change into clean clothes first, but while he was helping Daisy with her slippers, Daisy took the opportunity to sow discord between them. She claimed that the long-haired man was just the man's errand boy. Under Daisy's instigation, the long-haired man gradually lost control of his emotions. The two of them kept arguing in the room, but just when Daisy was being bullied, Daisy's boyfriend arrived just in time. He dragged out the long-haired man and questioned him. Why is he doing this to his girlfriend? While they were arguing, Daisy realized that her boyfriend knew these guys. She broke down and fled the room.